Hey guys, this is E with Scrapbooking with Me, and I had quite a few ask would I show one more time how I use the bubble mailer. These are just some that I've got through the mail, and I saved these, so they're just the bubble mailers. And then my fabric, how I would put a journal cover how I would put a journal cover together. So I thought I would show you how. Now I cut my fabric 13 and a half. It just kind of depends on how my pages look. And then I cut it at 10 tall. And I do a front cover, which is this one, and then I do some kind of inside. This time I'm using these are some bags that we got that a couple of them got messed up, so I'm just using the good parts of those. Now, I always put it together like this, and then I fold it, and I make sure that it's going to be the right size for my pages. So I just take my pages. This is not the journal that's going in here, but we're gonna try it out anyway. I take my pages and I sit them in there, and then I look at everything and see if I've got plenty of room, top and bottom. And then on the sides here, and I do. That's going to be good. I like for mine to be a little bit bigger than what it needs to be, because I like to fray the edges on all of this. So when I get through stitching, I will go back and I'll fray the edges up to those stitches, and then I just like that. I like that part. Then I take my fabric and I put it in my heat press, and I press it all nice and flat. You don't have to have a heat press. You don't even have to press your fabric, but mine is kind of folded up in a little box, and so when I get it out, it's got a lot of creases in it, and I like for the creases to be gone away. You can do it with an iron if you want to. I just throw it in my heat press and press it all at one time. Then I take this, open it up. Now, depending on which one's going to show through, see if I put that way, that prime is going to show through, because this is a thinner fabric. I think this is one of Betty's fabrics. If I put it this way, my prime is going to show through that way too. So this is what I do. Let me grab some paper. So I take a piece of just thin scrap paper and I lay it down on here and I glue it down. And then I will come back with some pieces to glue right there. It doesn't have to be all the same size. I don't have a piece of paper that's this big, so I just piece it. It doesn't matter. As long as you get it glued down well, it doesn't matter. And I use my glue stick because it holds really well, and I put it on here. Now, if your fabric is thick enough that this wording doesn't show through, then don't worry about it. Just put it together. Don't do this step. Mine is, as you can see, not quite thick enough. Now, don't put your paper, like I just did, up too far, because you don't want it to stick out. It's kind of hard for me to see. I can't get up over it, so I'm going to go right there, and you can see this is printed on the inside. It was just a scrap piece. So, now I am going to cut that off a little bit. And it does, none of this has to be straight or perfect or anything, because all of this is going to be covered up. This is just a little bit of a disguise. Alright. And then I'm just going to take a piece of this, and it'll go down here. So I'm going to tear it about right there. Is everybody getting rain like we are? It's so crazy here today. It'll be raining one minute, and the next minute the sun will pop through, and then it'll rain again and the sun will pop through. I know the hurricane is getting closer to land. So that's where our weather comes from. I've been keeping in touch with my Betty because she's right down there in Tallahassee, and that's where it's supposed to make landfall, I think. The last word I heard anyway. I haven't listened to anything in a little while. So I've been trying to keep in touch with her this morning. She won't leave because her daughter is in the hospital about to, well, we're hoping she doesn't have the baby soon because she's not far enough along yet. She's not but 30 weeks, I think, or something like that. 25 or 30. Anyway, she's not due yet. She's not due till December. So we're praying that she doesn't have the baby yet. So they're keeping her in the hospital right now. So y'all remember Miss Betty and her daughter. She's struggling with everything right now. Her son being gone, her daughter in the hospital, the hurricane coming. It's wild down there. Okay, I'm just gonna put a little bit more glue right there to glue that down. Now, we've got that covered. So now when we put this down, that blue is not going to show through. And I don't worry about these little edges because that's going to be stitched and frayed, and we may put lace there, so don't worry about any of that. Now, I just did a no-no, so don't do what I just did. I put my glue too close to the edge, so my stitching is not going to like that. Keep your glue away from the edge that you're going to stitch. Let me grab a wipe. Because you don't want to clog up your sewing machine. And it will definitely clog it up, believe me. And I stitch in about probably almost a ½ inch. It just kind of depends. Alright, I think we've got enough glue on there to hold. This glue is just to hold the fabric down. That's all it is. Just hold it in place until we can get it stitched. Okay. So there's that. And I flip it over. And looks like I got it really crooked. So maybe we need to try that one more time. If I see that I just can't get it straight, I try to do it this way. I'm pretty bad about getting it crooked most of the time. But with that glue, you can always pull it up and do it again. Now here again, you want to stay away from the edges. And then I'm going to put this one down. Okay, and you want to press from the inside out. Just get out any wrinkles. Try to even things up a little bit. And then that is it. It's ready to stitch. Now, if you are going to put lace here for an inside pocket, you go ahead and put that on now, and then you can stitch the lace and everything. And I think I will. Let me look up some lace, and we'll get back. Put that down right there. I think I'll use this one. It's going to be some lace pockets. And I put the scallop on the bottom because if you put it on the top, it's too hard to get your journal cards and tags and things in and out. So I put it on the bottom. And then I take a few of these little clips. And I just clip it. There we go. And now it's ready to take to my sewing machine and stitch. So let me go do that. We'll be right back and I'll show you what it looks like. So we have it all stitched, and I know a lot of people ask me to please show the stitching. It's hard. It's hard. Where my sewing machine is, it's just real dark and it's hard to get enough light over there. I work on it when I can, but it's not my priority right this minute. But I will one day. be able to show it maybe. I know I got a small sewing machine from a friend of mine, so I have been working on that to see if it's going to be able to sit on my desk and then stitch like this. But the thing is, even if it sits on my desk, my camera is up above me, so there's no way it's going to show from the front. So we have been working on it. Believe me, we've been trying. It's just that right now we haven't got it, and like I said, it's not a top priority because I've got so many other things that are going on that I have got to get done. So that's the way it bounces around here. Okay, then I just fold it in the middle and I do a little seam there. So there's my center, and it's ready for the signature to go in. I love that. That's pretty. I'm sure this is one of Betty's fabrics. I don't remember what the name is, but it matches one of her digital kits. So we will be putting the signature in this one and probably working on it tomorrow. Right now I'm going to go ahead and do probably another cover, and while I've got my fabric out, maybe another 2, and then we'll start working on those. And I know that I did not put up a Friday freebie last Friday. I just wasn't in a right state of mind to do that. So this Friday I will give you 2. I'll give you 2 freebies on this Friday. So be patient. I'm working on it. There's just so much I can do in a day. But anyway, we will talk to you guys later. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.